What's up? I'm Sarah Westwood for Vancouver I Am, and tonight I am taking you to the Commodore Ballroom to check out local band MotherMother. Formed only in 2005, the band grew quickly, and with their new album Oh My Heart, they have just kept on growing. I'm here with Ryan from the band MotherMother. How are you doing, Ryan?
Good, thanks.
Fantastic. Thanks for hanging out with me in an alley.
No worries. What better place to be?
Exactly. So tell us about your work with Howard Redekop.
Well, I guess it's becoming extensive or vast. I've worked with Howard on a lot of things, both MotherMother records and other albums as well. Yeah, he's become a pretty close friend and a recurring working associate.
Do you think that that's typical of the relationship between bands and producers to form that friendship, or in other experiences that you've had?
Yeah, I think it's kind of a mandatory thing to bond with someone who's producing your music and to socialize on that level. Like, you got to become friends. It can't be all cut and dry, business-like. And I think if it works the first time around, then it really makes sense to further that relationship and take it to the next album, because you're only going to know each other better, and I think it's going to make for a more realized vision of what the band's sound is. And
it's kind of unique that you discovered that person on your first record.
Yeah, it's kind of a weird story. We had a show coming up, and my mom had read about Howard Redekop in a Tegan and Sarah article, and she phoned me up and said I should look him up. And I wrote his name down on the back of a poster. Molly in the band, she brought the poster to her work. It was like a country club, and put it up at work. Like 2 months later, the cook there took it down because he was tired of looking at it. And on the back, he saw that Howard Redekop's name was on it, and it was his brother-in-law.
What?
So he approached my sister and was like, "What's his name doing on the back of this poster?" And she's like, I don't know, actually. He's like, "He's my brother-in-law. He's a record producer." And so her ears perked and was like, "Oh, can we give him a demo?" And so we did. And then 3 weeks later, he emailed us and wanted to work with us. That was very weird, serendipitous, cosmic thing.
So in 2006, you played Pop Montreal Festival, and Last Gang took notice of your performance. Is it true that they offered you a deal on the spot?
Well, the next day they did. Yeah, there was some communication, some emails, that kind of thing beforehand, but we sort of met the main team that sort of operate the label at Pop Montreal, and the next day they have an office in Montreal, so we met there and talked about it. And yeah, it was sort of like a verbal 4-album deal.
Wow.
Yeah.
The part of your sound that stands out to me the most as being characteristic of MotherMother is the vocal harmonies and the complexity of those harmonies. Was that something that you had envisioned when you began the group creatively?
Yes and no. When we first started, the instrumentation was pretty stripped down. It was just me with a guitar and Molly and Deb singing. And so by virtue of that bare bones ensemble, we were forced to utilize what we had to offer sort of as much as possible, which was just vocals and guitar. So along the way, we've learned how to tailor that tool or that weapon or whatever.
Is there any other way in which your initial vision for the band has changed over the years as you guys have grown?
Yeah, well, I mean, it was something that you kind of catch up to as it happens. There was definitely a paradigm shift when we became a little louder, a little more electric, turned into a bit more of a rock band than this sort of freaky folk thing that was the way it was in the early days. And we were conscious of that. But yeah, it felt pretty natural.
Thank you so much for talking with me, Ryan. I really enjoyed it. I'm really excited for your show tonight. Break a leg.
Thank you.
Welcome home to Vancouver.
Thanks very much.
For more info on MotherMother, check out mothermothersite.com and spread the good word. I'm Sarah Westwood for Vancouver I Am.